You know, it's so funny. I'm not really the biggest fan when it comes to talking about nutrition, and I think it's partly because my dad used to be a chef. But as a trainer, I'm coming to realize now that the most, and not even just as a trainer, as someone who loves fitness, let's take away that aspect of training. I'm not giving you any type of advice. I'm somebody who has tried to transform his physique for the past well over 8 years of my life. And I'll teach you guys some stuff that I've learned. What's going on, guys? My name is Ethan J. This is Perseverance. Welcome to the channel. So I've learned a few things. Learned a lot of things with training. And one of the most important concepts of training is discipline. Discipline is something that I've run away from for many years in my career, in fitness, in relationships, in many things. And discipline is the most important thing in your life. It dictates how and why you do everything. Now, when I say discipline, you might get into this mindset of, oh God, he's going to go into one of those talks. Let me explain why I'm talking about discipline. There is a lot of distraction in our world today. There is a lot of products, information, food items, and pleasures that will take you away from the most optimal way that you can live your life. Now, there's also a lot of great content creators and a lot of great options for you to also optimize your life. But now the discernment and wisdom comes from choosing these two paths. When it comes to fitness, I've made every mistake in the book. I was the fat kid that loved to absolutely eat everything, didn't track my nutrients, calories, macronutrients, calories in general, didn't track my training, wasn't consistently in the gym, and just did whatever I wanted. And that fat boy tendency still comes up every now and then. So as I'm honing down on my own journey, I'm sharing with you guys the tips that you can use to really, really get yourself to the next level. I'm going to talk to you about fat loss. Fat loss and just weight gain in general, as I'm getting ready to write here, is due to a myriad of reasons. You are gaining weight due to consumption of calories, right? You gain weight because you're intaking something, right? So the intake of something. And any pro personal trainer, anybody that wants to dispute me on this, go ahead and dispute me on this. The intake of calories, right? So your starting caloric, where you're at right now, right, is your current state. You can lose weight, you can gain weight by eating or not eating. Granted, if you stop eating, you will probably die after a significant period of time because of the lack of nutrients and just the lack of sustenance comparative to your daily functions that you do every day. Granted that you have a full-time job and you consistently train regularly. Now, why weight gain occurs is simple. It's a simple formula. You are eating more than you're losing calories. Simple as that. Eating more than, burning less than equals gain, right? So I should minus this out. Minus more food, movement. Let me add that in the bottom there. So yeah, there you go. All right. So now the gain, right, is going to get stored in storages of your body, right? Hence, if you notice, I have a little bit of a roll, right? I'm at 17.7%, so I'm not at a great percentage right now. Your body starts to store it on you, right? Like literally on you in different areas of your body, and you just start to keep it. Now, the thought in your mind goes to, okay, dude, I want to lose this weight, right? Like, how do I lose it? It's super simple. You have to dial in on what you're eating, why you're eating it, how it affects your body, when you're eating, and you have to add more movement. Why more movement? The more movement you have, the more calories you burn. So precise nutrition, plus more movement and more calories burned equals a loss. Now, you can fast track this process by continuing to move a lot, move more, but not eat at all or at a very small deficit. Right? Deficit or none. And what's going to happen here is you'll drastically lose weight, right? But the question is, will you lose weight and muscle, or is it just weight? You'll probably lose a lot of muscle mass as well, because this is not healthy. This is not safe to do that. So when you think about weight loss and you think about why it's occurring, I want you to think right now in your life, there is an area of your life that you are not being disciplined in. Where is your money going? What are you spending your money on? How are you eating? Where are you going? And why are you doing what you're doing? These are the reasons for why you are gaining weight without realizing it. It's the bread, it's the Pepsi, it's the candy, it's the sugar, it's the dairy products that you're subconsciously eating throughout your day without realizing it for why you are suddenly gaining this weight. To get yourself back on track, you have to tap into your subconscious mind and your awareness of what you are doing every single day. That's the nutrition aspect. Now, trainers will come in and motivate you to work out. That's what a good coach does. That's what a trainer does. A trainer comes in and motivates you to pump up your blood, get your heart rate raised up, do some high intensity interval training so that you can really get your heart rate raised up. That's what we, and not just me, but anybody else strives on. I have a lot more to work on, but I love fitness anyways. You do that, adding high intensity training into your routine, add precise nutrition, knowing what it does, how it affects your body, why you're eating it, and what time you should be eating it. These things will equal fat loss. But unprecise eating, unprecise planning, not training enough, not moving enough, causes weight gain. So when you see that these two realms, you see where you could go, right? This mind map should give you an understanding of how you should live your life, right? So movement, nutrition, right? These are the two ultimate catalysts for fat loss, right? And genetics plays a big part of that. Genetics is a huge factor in that. So I'm going to put genetics in the middle. Now, you guys know me. I am never going to allow my life to be dictated by my genetics. F that, okay? I'm not going to let myself be dedicated to genetics and woe is me, I don't have the best. No, none of that. I'm going to find a way to become ripped and shredded with this body that I've been given, and that is my plan, thanks to the Lord. So to do that, you're going to have to dial in on nutrition, right? Dial in on movement, and consistently do that. The less you do less movement, and the less that you do nutrition, precise nutrition, the more you move away from your ultimate goal. But now here's the thing. If you add in more movement, but your nutrition is still bad, you'll be in more of a situation like me, where you'll be skinny fat, where you'll have more muscle, you'll have more genetic potential, but you'll still have these fat deposits. It's because your nutrition isn't dialed in, which is my mistake right now, right? Or you can have less movement, but better nutrition, right? And granted, if the nutrition is really dialed in, you'll still maintain being around a 14, 13, 15% body fat, depending on your body's natural ability to burn fat and then what you're doing during your off time when you're not training. So it's the combination of things that really collectively help you lose weight. Now, of course, everyone's journey is a little different. And as I've come to realize now, me being 29 this year, I'm really thinking about how I'm going to really tackle this fat loss thing now, because, and I'm going to tell you guys this right now, the biggest areas that I stumble in, right? Late night snacking, overtraining. What else? Even the overtraining part's not really that crazy. I did work out 3 times yesterday, but I mean, no injuries, so thank God for that. But milk, no dairy, gluten, chocolate, nutritional discipline. These areas right here, they are kryptonite. They are a kryptonite in your journey to get and maintain fat loss and to maintain a well-rounded physique. The end-all message I want to give you guys is this. Having a very thin physique, for many people that don't have it, is like a machine. You have to see it that way. You're running a machine, and that machine has certain requirements and certain inputs you have to put into it. And if you don't put those inputs into your body, if you don't put those inputs into your routine and your life, this is where obesity, this is where fat gain, this is where body dysmorphia and body image lack and lethargy all can come from, right? The unprecise nutrition could lead to macronutrient, micronutrient deficiencies, which could lead to how you cognitively function. The increased carbohydrate intake will cause weight gain. The lack of protein in your diet will cause insufficient growth for muscles. So nutrition, as much as I don't like talking about it, going back to my intro, nutrition is the most important aspect of health. Second only, if I would say, to movement and exercise. It's the combination of these things together that bring you to where you want to be. As my ribs are being cooked in the oven right now, and my Savaki seasoned ribs, I just want you to think about something really, really important. What's your goal? Like, what do you want? What do you want to do, right? As a natural, there's certain limitations for how much muscle you're going to put on, and then you have less room for error when it comes to losing weight as well, right? And if you don't have the genetic card, like many people, including myself, you have to be even more dialed in because you don't have the option of messing up. I think about guys like Willie Tennyson who can have thousands of calories of food and just be okay. And I think to myself, man, if I have a meal over 1,000 calories, I'm done, I'm cooked. That's gonna add to my frame immediately. My body will immediately just slow down the metabolism. It's not even a night and day thing. It's a one meal thing, right? Some of our bodies are hyper responsive to caloric intake. So you have to study yourself and realize what works for you and what doesn't. Now I'm over exaggerating, but just going back to the moral of this video, fat loss. I love this topic because this topic is a topic that requires discipline, tracking, consistency, and understanding what you're doing. A trainer is going to help you move. A trainer is going to help you build a workout plan. A trainer is going to help you build the nutritional understanding of what you should be eating. But it's up to you to follow the routine, move more, eat less and better, and be consistent. And that's up for you as the client. So I hope this video gives you a breakdown and understanding of how fat loss occurs, why you are gaining more weight than you think you are, and why you're upset about the process, and maybe a little bit of an understanding of exactly why weight gain is such a serious topic, especially in today's time where we're being bombarded with products that are just destroying us from the ground up. If you find this video valuable, give me a comment, give me a like, let me know what you think down below as we break down getting down to 10 to 12% body fat scientifically and practically, tracking every bit of the journey so that we can continue the process for the next person to come. Be blessed. More content coming up.